Welcome to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE, L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That is the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. I own the copyright, it's mine. Don't mute nothing on Facebook. It's always going to be my favorite thing. Play game. I'm always going to let it be known that's mine. Don't touch it. We have another amazing guest for you today. We have a digital marketing strategist, social media manager, and marketing sparkler, Kimya Scott. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, we're going to have fun. It's all about you.
I always have fun.
First question. What led you to this path?
I am a marketer by trade. So I went to school for marketing, and I loved marketing and branding before I knew what marketing and branding was. And so when it was the time for me to pick a college major, I'm a straight corporate business person. So I knew it was going to be business. But looking at the majors, marketing was something that I realized it was a toss up between management and marketing. And I realized marketing is more of the creative thing, and every company needed it. So I figured I would always be able to get a job if I picked marketing.
Okay. I did management. So I wanted to know how the whole game worked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have my own empire at some point.
Yes.
I'm getting out the mud now. That accounting.
Yes.
Stats. Those scary people.
Yeah.
I had to overcome.
Absolutely.
Some dark times.
They were fun. I love the management. I love business and all the majors and the classes. I'm a great business.
Given I went from engineering to music management to business, I'm gonna do accounting and stats together. Did nobody tell you don't do no crap like that?
Don't do that.
Got dunked on by Shaq and Ben Wallace. Like, dog.
Don't do that.
I had to write a song about it on the second album. Like, I ain't know it'd be like this. Some crazy equations and stats. Just to put like 3 numbers in there. Like, dude, why is it this long?
Yes. I love stats. That was literally one of my favorite things.
You're a superhero. I'm commend you.
Yes. I that was my favorite. I just didn't know what job I could get doing that at the time. I'm like, what do you do with this? Okay. Oh, that was my jam. Those stats was my jam.
Okay. That's awesome. Really about that. Now, what did you learn in marketing? Because I took it, like, he just kept saying word of mouth. Like, that's it. I mean, it got to be more than that, man.
Exactly. It is more. Way more than that.
I mean, Wayne stay grand for this, so you got to be telling me something more than just word of mouth.
That's exactly it. I mean, that's it. So I looked at branding. I looked at advertising. I looked at international marketing. I looked at marketing strategy. We broke down case studies. And so I really loved it all. But marketing strategy is my favorite. I love coming up with the ideas, the concepts, and an overarching approach. That is literally my favorite thing to do.
Awesome. So what is the duties of a digital marketing strategist?
What are not the duties is a better question. Because
it's about you.
Yeah, in this day and age, a digital, what I do is I come up with marketing strategies. I'm a copywriter who's not a copywriter. I'm a graphic designer who's not a graphic designer. I blog. I have to do analytics. I have to understand SEO. I have to understand advertising. I have to understand all the social media platforms. I have to understand referral partnerships. I have to understand branding. I have to understand influencer campaigns. All of that. Oh, and blogging, of course, and content marketing. So all of that is what I look at as a digital marketing strategist and what I have to consider before I can even put together a strategy for any company.
Okay, I'm gonna do like me in school. What is the SEO and a referral partnership?
Yes,
content marketing. Please expunge on that.
Yes, so SEO is search engine optimization. So basically, how Google gonna find you, and what they're gonna do with you once they find you. Yes, and so referral programs. Some people like. Let's take a word of mouth for example. You tell cousin Larry and cousin Betty about it. Okay, that's word of mouth. But you can get paid for telling cousin Larry and cousin Betty if they decide to buy the product or service that you told them about. Okay. So it's just, except some companies have formal referral programs and some might just give you a couple of points. So referrals, it can be akin to affiliate marketing. There are some nuances, but that's essentially it. And so every brand wants people to talk about their products and services. So it behooves them to have a referral campaign and program identified and segmented so that people, when they're sharing word of mouth, they can get credit for sharing the brand.
Oh, see, I'm asking questions because somebody else might want to go in this field. I'm saving them some. What is it? You already heard it from her.
Yes. And then content marketing, that last one is really content marketing is my core marketing strategy for my company, my brand. So content marketing, people don't realize everything we do is content at this juncture. Everything we do online, whether it's a social media caption, whether it's your website copy, whether it's a blog, or whether it's something like this, a podcast, a video, everything we do is content. And so the thing becomes, how do you market that content in the most, basic of terms? So you can share links on social media, but you can also repurpose content. You can break up snippets. Like, for example, we could break up a snippet of this and post this as a YouTube short. It's so many different things that you can do revolving around all of the content that we're all creating on a regular basis, because we're all online marketing our businesses. But that's essentially what content marketing is.
You're awesome, because I'm in class.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm learning something here. Shout out to Mary Wells, the encouragement expert. Said good evening.
Good evening.
Awesome. Now, something I've learned in the little networking I've been doing, where your business card? Like, you still do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
I just got mine in the mail, baby. I'm certified. No, I'm in the street.
Depending on where you are, yes, we still use business cards. Totally depends on where you are and who you're working with. When I'm in one part of the country, nobody would ask me for a business card. Then in another part of the country at a different conference, everybody's like, where's your card? So I keep a fresh stack of business cards, because I never know who's going to ask for it.
Now, my first book fair for my first book I published, I'm out here doing my thing. I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here. I'm looking around like, he got billboards, he got business cards. Man, I got some old school notepad. Let me start writing my name.
Yes.
Wow, you got to step up, Jeff. This
That's right. You gotta step up. Yeah. That's right.
Oh, Mary said I repurpose and break up snippets all the time.
Yes.
My boy showed me that last night.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, fam. I had one where the Detroit Metro plug, Charles McKay, good dude. I had to go to Office Depot to get just something. Ones that I just posted today,
That's
it.
It
be rolling right there, like
exactly. And people, they're often overlooked. A lot of people say, "Oh, we don't use business cards anymore." No, it depends on how old you are, also, because us grown folks, we know what a business card is. These kids don't.
You can put it in stuff too. You give away stuff. Put the card in there with it.
I stick my card whenever I'm mailing something physical to somebody. Like I was mailing out some books for a client. I stuck my card in there, and they were like, "Oh, this is a cute card." So I know they saw it. It totally depends on who your audience is and who you communicate with, whether or not you need to have business cards. And us traditional folks, we still have business cards.
And that's what's out here. So like,
that's it. That's right.
Have something.
That's right. You got to have something to give to people, even if they take a picture of it. You got to have something to give to people. And that's the foundation. Of course, you can have a digital business card, but a lot of people, they want the hand-to-hand.
Okay, we got a question from Mary. Kimya, what are your thoughts on service brochures?
People still use them. I do not, I was a marketer before Google. I was a marketer before this internet. I do not knock traditional methods of marketing. People still use business cards. They still use service brochures. They still print flyers. I liken it to the Chinese restaurant in everybody's neighborhood. They still sticking them Chinese restaurant menus in the door. And what we doing? We eating off them daggone menus. They do not have websites. You can't find them on Yelp. Listen, if they still doing it, then you need to be doing it. That's my attitude.
You're right about that. You want to street away over, every time.
They still doing it. So yeah, they work. I'm all for them, and make them. They can be dynamic. So just because it's something printed, that's the traditional offline. It doesn't mean that you can't bridge that gap from offline or online. So you can put like a QR code that people take a picture of on your service brochure. They take that picture and it takes them to your website or to a landing page or to a coupon, etc. So think about, you can print things, but just bridge the gap between the offline world and the online world. And that's really how you maximize your brochure or your business card.
Okay. Mary said good point. And they are, and she says also, they are still in business. That's true.
That's right.
Hey, I would say, hey, you need to get up on this one because she in the game. She's gonna give you some knowledge. You better come get it. This Jedi training right now. You get this knowledge wise right here. So, how was Marketing Sparkler born?
Marketing, I'm one of these entrepreneurs that didn't have visions of being an entrepreneur per se. I always had a side hustle as a college student. So no matter what my corporate job was, I always had a side hustle related to marketing. And so as the years moved on, I needed more money, and I really wasn't getting the jobs that paid the money I needed to raise my family. So that side hustle will ebb and flow from side hustle to full time. Then I go back to part time, back to side hustle. And then eventually it just stuck as my permanent full time company.
Okay. I can relate with that because
yeah.
Well, work now is awesome, but I don't want to get up 4 o'clock morning unless I'm working on a movie, a book,
exactly.
TV show, studio.
Yes. And that's
better way, man.
That's why I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, that's really why it was born, because I got bills and these jobs wasn't paying when I needed them to pay. So you got to do something else. Everybody needs that side hustle.
Yeah, I need it.
And I just turned it into full time.
Okay. What is the market like in ATL, Atlanta?
It is so diverse. It's so, the one thing I love about Atlanta is the diversity. Okay. You can literally do anything, anywhere, meet anybody at any station. So you can run into celebrities, you can run into people in entertainment, you can run into politicians. Like, that is really what makes Atlanta's, environment so dynamic. And Atlanta is a tech hub. It's a startup capital. So you merge all of that with the airport hub, and you can literally connect with whoever you need to connect with. You can find them relatively easy. Just go to the hot spots. It really is so many events. Like, my joke was always, I can go somewhere every single day. Like, there's never a day where I'm like, I don't know where to go. That's literally the climate. It's always something jumping, always. And the parties, it's a cross section of people, and particularly as you're going through the entrepreneurial realm, you might go to networking events and I'm like, holy moly, how many people? I could barely fit in here. Like, and whether it's in a conference location, venue, whether it's at a hotel, whether it's at a bar, work is always happening. Networking and politicking is always happening. Always.
Yeah, ATL is embodiment of be ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Listen, I don't never have to get ready. You better stay ready. Because them opportunities, seriously, them opportunities, they come at you and they come when you least expect it. And so you could be in a restaurant and see, and this literally happens. You could be in a restaurant and see some celebrity and just walk up to them, start talking. You can see them pumping gas. You're like, hey, such and such. That's literally, it can be that simple. It's certain malls that all the celebrities shop in. It's certain places, like, it came to a point where I knew which celebrities like to eat where, because you keep seeing them all the time. It's like you said, that's the one thing though. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so that's when that marketing and that branding comes into place, having your stuff on you at all times, having that elevator pitch, knowing what you want people to help you with and what you need. When you stay ready, you can take advantage of all the opportunities, because they can come at you if you just open your eyes and look for them.
So it doesn't matter how you present yourself, you go outside.
Absolutely. You can't be raggedy running up to people talking about buy my, I ain't interested. Don't nobody want to hear that. But
have your pajamas on, put some clothes on.
That's it. Casual. But the one thing about the A, people stay ready. People look visual. Stay
Oh
ready.
man,
You ain't never got to worry about nobody not being ready. When you leave your house, you better be ready.
man, I first went down there years ago, and I tell anybody, get on the train at the airport. Don't be like me and walk all the way to the luggage. Like,
Oh no. You top on the train.
yeah, I made that left train to Albuquerque. It wasn't good.
Yes.
I felt like Buzz Bunny, like, dog.
Yes. Yeah.
But when we started hanging out, we had the spots, drink, have a good time, and we talk to people like, "Oh, I'm working on this and this. So what you doing?"
Right.
Like,
that's the way we talk. That's it.
You just in school, man. I don't know about being an entrepreneur. What you talking?
Yep.
Slow down,
Everybody
Pippin.
gotta start hustling.
I ain't trying to start a business right now. That's what I walked into. Like everybody had that vibe. Like, you ain't about your business. Like,
listen,
no, I ain't figured that out yet.
Well, you need to get about your business if you're not.
Yeah, that's how I learned. Like, you got when you talk, you better think before you speak down here. They're like, you ain't doing nothing with yourself. You just hear.
You just hear, like, for real.
You get that. Like, you ain't about your life. Then, like, dang, for real. It's like that.
That's for real. That's for real. It's like, what you doing? What you got going on? What if you don't have well, you need to get something. You need to get some business going. Like, that's what we do. That is the culture. Like, everybody got something going on.
Yeah. Mary say work flexibility. Stay ready.
Stay ready. Stay ready.
I'm a walking billboard. Yeah, she is. You know her thing. How has social media helped your brand? Well, the rise of it, because you've been out since 2005, and later on we got Twitter, Facebook, and all that.
Exactly. And so I will tell you, I went to social media kicking and screaming. So I tell everybody, I'm serious. I tell everybody that.
Kicking and screaming?
I was kicking and screaming.
Wow.
People were telling me for years, and I was like, no, I don't want no parts of that. No, I ain't getting on that. I'm telling you, I wouldn't blog. I wouldn't get on social media. And I had, very high-end, marketing entrepreneurs out with my friends, and they were like, Kemya, you got to be on there. No, I don't. Friends in corporate, Kemya, you got to get on LinkedIn. I ain't getting on that mess. So I tell people that because most of us do go kicking and screaming. We do. It's okay to fight it. But listen, it's here to stay. Oh, get over yourself and get up on here. And, and so for me, I pretty much joined Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter probably around the same times. And I just figured out which ones I liked, which ones I didn't like. But I realized that there are certain things, if I'm going to continue my marketing career and path, I need to embrace this. And so maybe it was like 2010, I think. 2010 or 2011 when I had to be 2010 when I got on social media because I started blogging in 2011. So that was it. But I had people just pulling me from all different directions, and I fought it as long as I could. And what happened was my high school was trying to find me. And so they found me and they were like, Kemya, could you please join Facebook?
Yeah, Cooley High School. They big with the alumni stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, and they were like, could you please join Facebook? I was like, well, okay, for y'all, I will. And that's how I joined Facebook. Like, I'm a social media manager, and I went kicking and screaming. So I understand when people don't want to do it, when they don't want to be a part of it. I'm like, you're preaching to the choir. That was me.
Yeah, because I never heard of LinkedIn, and Mary laughed.
I mean, it's true. And I always I'm like, that's what happened. So I get it.
I didn't learn about LinkedIn until I had some business class, and the assignment was create a LinkedIn profile. I'm like,
a what?
What is that?
Yes.
And the teacher, she looking at us like, y'all are business students. Y'all like,
right?
What are you talking about, lady?
Yes.
It's business Facebook. Oh, okay. You should have led with that then. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me look it up now.
Yes.
I made the profile, make sure I get great. I didn't think of it twice. Then God put me on this journey, started helping people find their purpose. LinkedIn, get on here, like.
Yes.
Talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Right. Stranger, man. Hold on.
That's what made it.
Look at me like, who is this guy? What do you want? Are you talking to me like, man? I don't like people like that. I'm not. Man, I'm a musician. All this outgoing stuff, like.
Yes.
I gotta approach them, like, man.
Yes.
Ooh, that's how my company.
You're right. You're so right. I'm so glad you said that because that was me. I'm like, who am I talking to? We're like, what is this? And people to this day, they are so shy and they won't post because it's like I'm talking to strangers. But I'm like, just think of it If you went to a networking event, you should be walking up to strangers. Hi, I'm such and such. Nice to meet you. The same thing.
Yep.
So I bring that mentality when I'm talking to strangers online. It's just like if I was going to a networking party.
And
And
shout out
if
to
you think about it that way.
Former guest Clarence Mitchell. She bought that LinkedIn life. On the show when I was still doing on Anchor. She was like, okay, let me see your. Oh, you need to update some stuff. I'm like, she really looking at my page while I'm interviewing.
Yes,
okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Keep your boy updated. Mental check. Write it down.
Yep. That's right.
She got me on point. Shout out to her.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And people do look at that. Like, okay, you doing what? Well, let me check out your page.
Absolutely.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. He doing this show.
That's it.
Oh, okay, I mess with him.
That's it. And that's part of your brand. You know, people are looking you up and we all do the same thing. When we hear about somebody, what's the first thing we all do? We go to Google. We Google them.
Yep.
That's what we do. And the thing with LinkedIn is if you Google a person's name, LinkedIn is typically going to be the first result on Google. So you better have your stuff together because that's part of your brand. If somebody looks you up, what are they going to find?
Now, I had learned from John Maxwell. He was a guest speaker in Mike Village before. And he talked about how companies look for who you hang out with, what church you go to, this and that. So I was hesitant to want to put just something fun on there. Like, well, it's all strictly business, but I had to learn that, well, if they trying to get to know you, okay, besides your business, do you have fun? Are you someone I can chop it up with if we're not doing business? Like, okay, so it really is a business Facebook, but
absolutely
you can put lighthearted stuff with it to have balance. Like, okay, if this person does have personality, this and that, I can do business.
Absolutely. And you liken it to a college, that college admissions process. They don't want to see the kid who got straight A's and didn't have a life. They don't want that person because they can't bring added value to the organization. They want the well-rounded person. And so a company wants a well-rounded person as well. It's the same principle. So when you think about it like that, what would you share? Like you said, you have to share part of your personality. And that was for me because I'm like the straight A student who don't want to share their personality. Like I'm that kid. And I even had to learn when it comes to social media, you do have to share parts of your personality so people know you're human and you're not a robot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a nut, so they have to get comfortable. Like they got to know you. Not just the people you know that know. You got to be you.
That's right. They got to know you.
Because that's your brand. So
that's it. That's your brand. That's your personal
comfortable. Brand. I mean, God ain't nice. Like, get comfortable in the spotlight, dog, because this is what you're going to be doing. So
yes.
You all day. You talk smack, you crack jokes, make people feel comfortable. Do all that, like why? Oh, okay, I see.
Yes,
meet awesome people like you, and I got Catch Up America. She on these streets with it. One of the best decisions I've made. Unlimited opportunity. That's right. I love that LinkedIn provides updates to keep you relevant. That's true. I love LinkedIn recommendations and endorsements. Yeah, that is awesome. People put that in. That's awesome stuff. Now, what has been the challenges?
The challenges is watching the evolution of the internet and how it impacts us marketers. Because literally every day something is changing. And so a big part of any marketer's job today is research and watching trends. It wasn't as fast moving as before, you know, and so like related to social media, you know, before you could post something, people would see it, you know, it wasn't as crowded. It wasn't as cluttered. The algorithms weren't as funky as they are now. There wasn't pay to play. Everything was organic. Now it's pay to play. The streets is they cluttered, they noisy. People just yapping about a bunch of nothing because everybody's on here, you know. And then the algorithms, it's like taming a beast with the algorithms. It's like I tell people, I don't work for Facebook. I really don't know. Like I wish I knew. I don't know what they're doing tomorrow. And so it gets more involved, and you have to understand really more about the research and the analytics and the data and the numbers. And it's a moving target. Wow. So that is what becomes challenging. And then you have these platforms that want to introduce sub platforms. Like you have this video and you have this reel and you have the news feed and you have a friend versus a follower. And it's like, okay, what we doing this week? Like when I go online, I'm like, hey, what we doing this week? What update we doing this week? Who mad about something? And then then you mix in Google algorithm changes. And so people aren't seeing your website. They aren't seeing your blog posts. So it really is a constant moving target. And that's really the challenge, because what worked last week does not necessarily work this week.
Yeah, you definitely see with Facebook and they on Instagram. If you got TikTok videos, well, we need to have a reel so you can do it on here too. Exactly. Don't go nowhere. Just stay right here.
Exactly. And they're all competing with each other. TikTok is competing with YouTube. I mean, Instagram is competing with TikTok. Everybody's competing for your attention. And so even LinkedIn, the way LinkedIn has evolved, I call LinkedIn a newer version of Facebook, because LinkedIn was not like this before.
Nah, they got the messenger video chat now.
And you can tell by like the engagement. It wasn't likes and hearts and smiley faces and clap. That's from Facebook. They got to compete. So I can't argue with it, but it's like, okay, what are we doing now? It's like, it's a lot to understand and follow. And as a business owner, it becomes extra challenging, because you still got to do your core competency, whatever your business is, but you still got to be aware of all this other stuff, particularly if you're doing a DIY route with your marketing. It is its own job, just keeping up with the trends.
Yeah, when I first had to do that assignment, put a profile up, when you scroll through LinkedIn, it was pretty much just like a resume.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't no take my father out for his 80th for his birthday. Y'all have a good weekend. Like,
yes.
Like, okay, that's awesome. Hey, happy birthday. Now you see that, like, okay.
You do. It really is a mix of the professional and the personal. They've really kind of bridged the gap. And that's why so many people that are on LinkedIn, if they focus on LinkedIn, they focus on LinkedIn. That is where they stay.
Yeah, I do.
Because it bridges those gaps.
Never say great conversation. Appreciate that.
Yes,
we do over here. Conversation about the person. Let everybody know how awesome it is, because there's somebody or multitude that might want to do what you're doing. They're afraid. They don't know what all them words we wrote down mean.
Yes.
It's that scary. You just got to put the work in.
Absolutely. And you can visit my blog. I have almost 700 blog posts.
Wow.
You can learn what to do.
See?
Go to marketingexpert.com.
See? Jedi training. It's right across the screen.
It's right there.
What has been the impact since you've been doing this?
I don't wake up to an alarm clock.
Okay.
So that's the impact. I work from home. I went from side hustle to marketing full time, working for myself. And it's because of social media. It's because I can now talk to people that I would never meet otherwise. I don't have boundaries to my business. There are no boundaries. Doesn't matter where I'm sitting. It doesn't matter where I live. I can move anywhere around the world, and all I need is Wi-Fi. All I need is Wi-Fi. And so that is a major impact that all of us need to be more cognizant of, because you can really reach people that you would never be able to reach otherwise. I mean, besides the fact that
right,
I can apply the principles that I'm continuously learning. Marketer by trade is one thing, but I have to consistently stay on my toes, learn new things. Professional development never ends. And so that is the impact, is that I'm constantly learning new things, working with different people, and applying the cross sections of knowledge that I'm learning. I can apply them to different clients that I work with. So I am not a person that works in a silo. I literally work with some of everybody by design, because that's how I learn and that's how I grow. Because what this business coach needs may be very different from what this fiction author needs. And so if I work with different people, I can do it all, because I'm learning.
That's a great point.
Each different niche and each different industry. And so that's really the impact for me, is my professional development is massive, and it's daily. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. Something that I didn't necessarily see back when I was in school for marketing.
No, when I took marketing, Nah, I mean, I really used to be in that class like, bro, word of mouth, that's it. I know that one. Put some flyers up, get
Yeah, right.
around. I know that. What else is there that I
What
don't?
else is there? Yes.
Like
And now we can
I've
see
learned,
it.
you got to
Mm-hmm.
be online.
Yes.
So I pretty much work almost round the clock almost because once I start posting flyers for the show, or whatever, and I
Yes.
came a long way with them flyers, baby, because I was put pictures together on Facebook, screenshot, put everywhere. Like, okay, you can't. This ain't.
Yes. But we all evolve. That's it's so funny. Like they say, never despise humble beginnings because we all evolve. I had put my first website up in 2004.
Okay.
Of course, it was very different than what it looks like today. But my thing is, if you do it, you have to take the action. And if you take the action and you keep building on it, you'll get better and better at whatever the thing is. So the reason that you got better is because you kept doing it.
Oh, I'm getting out the mud, lean on God, because I gotta be sweet.
Exactly.
I gotta be Don Perignon, baby. I can't be pop.
That's it. And I love that because that's the part people miss. They don't realize it takes the consistency. My first blog post compared to today, very different. My first graphic image, my blog post didn't have graphics because that's not what we did back then. So I had to learn all these things. As long as you stick with it, then you will see your own evolution and you'll look back and be like, wow, I did that. Yeah, you did that. But you got to be consistent with it and just stick with it. And it's not easy. None of us was born with this. Like, we're not the millennials that was born with this. So there is a vast knowledge gap that we have because we didn't start out with this. And I'm like, I know it's hard. I ain't say it was easy. I said it was worth it. I ain't say it was easy. This is hard.
When I do get my team, it's gonna be a funny conversation. Like, I've been getting this out the mud by myself, figuring, oh, let me get online research. How you do what?
That's it.
I was cool with Anchor. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I can't look at nobody, just talk and post on all the platforms.
Yeah.
In and out.
That's it.
You want to interact with people, like,
mm-hmm.
How you do that? Oh, there's a StreamYard with the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It out. Let's go.
That's it. That's it. And I love StreamYard. Oh my gosh, StreamYard. I say it makes you look like you have a full production studio, doesn't it?
Yeah.
StreamYard makes you look like you have like the best production team. I love StreamYard.
now, I give people that watch the show a little behind the scenes. Every time after I got done, I have to set it up before I put it on Spotify and all that. I used to have to go to my Anchor library and find the outro part of the song.
Yes.
And I'm like, you got to figure out an intro on here where you play that one thing and then do the intro, outro, you done.
Yep.
Got to get on iMovie and figure out how to make one. Like, okay.
You're right.
So I'm a little proud of that intro now. Like, and that's the album cover of the second album, JLE World as well. I'm like, all right. I'm way better than before.
That's right. Because you kept at it. Like, That's it. We all look at the first one as like, oh, what was that? We all do that, right?
I had my first album cover just going up and down while the song play. Like, at some point, you gotta tighten up, brother, because that ain't it. That ain't it. I don't know what it is, but
that ain't it.
I'm watching everybody's stuff like, wow, like they got special effects, and you got this going up and down while the song. Nah, we can't.
That's it. But you stuck with it. That's the key. You stuck with it, and you learned, and you grow, and that's what you got to do when you're working online.
That's true. Are you marketing anything you want to promote right now that you're doing?
What am I not doing? I got some stuff going on.
Oh, shoot. Oh, get out there.
So I always encourage people, if you are not familiar with me and want to find out more about me, what I do, learn more about marketing, what digital marketing is, I always invite people to visit my blog at marketingsparkler.com. Like I said, there's almost 700 blog posts, so you can meet me. There's some videos on there. You can meet me, learn more about me, and really just dive into my content. And then I also have a business shop. You know, the link, it probably says biz shop or shop on marketingsparkler.com, and that'll take you to my e-commerce store. I have workbooks. I have planners. I have marketing templates. I have a marketing templates membership for solopreneurs who don't have a person like me on their staff, people who don't have a marketing team, but you still got to write the copy. You still got to put all the stuff together. It's great when you don't have to start with a blank screen. Like me, I don't have to start with a blank screen to do anything because I've been doing this for so long. So I basically created a membership so that people don't have to start with a blank screen. So I am always online. I am so visible. You can't miss me. Of course, I'm on LinkedIn as well. Happy to have you follow me and engage. If you saw this, send me a DM or tag me and say how much you like this, or if it's a takeaway that you had, something you learned. I'm always interested in hearing what people thought of content. What did you gravitate towards, or what, I ask my email subscribers, what you want me to write about next? Like, what you trying to learn? If they answer, I write the blog post or I shoot the video. Like, so if you're watching this, what is it that you're stuck with? I might already have an article about it. I might already have a video. And if I don't, and you tell me what you're stuck on, I might just go ahead and create it if you tell me what you're looking for.
You on Instagram and Twitter as well?
Twitter is my favorite platform.
Okay.
I've always been my favorite. So I am at Miss Kimya on Twitter. You can always find me on there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on YouTube.
Wow. So Pinterest. You went there. Okay.
Yes. Oh, Pinterest. I mean, that's the spot for Pinterest is a search engine.
Okay.
So the reason I am on Pinterest is for that reason, because it's a search engine. And as a blogger, I need my content indexed by search engines. So Google is a search engine, YouTube is a search engine, and Pinterest is a search engine. So if you pump out tons of content like I do on a blog, you'll probably want to be on Pinterest so that your content can get indexed. And Pinterest is one of those high ranking sites on Google like LinkedIn. So the next time you Google something and you look at the images, look at where the images are from. The top ones are usually from Pinterest.
Okay. I'm gonna have to follow all your stuff. For sure. Anything else you want to? How are you doing?
What else am I doing? No, I'm really just gearing up for to make the 2022 my best year. I'm like everyone. Right now is a season of flux, trying to figure out where we're going. And I'm like everybody else. So I'm just always looking at, creating content and creating programs for people like me, people who need help, who need support. And so I'm always looking at, like, I'm considering doing like a goal setting boot camp. Because I was like, and that was earlier today. I said, it's August. That might be a good idea to do some goal resetting. Okay. Because this time of year, you're reflecting on what you did. And if what you did didn't get you to where you needed to be, then you need to do something different. Otherwise, that's the definition of insanity. So I'm like, who's resetting? Who's looking at where they are right now? Who's realizing they haven't hit their mark for us to be where we are in a year? Who's figuring out what they need to invest in, what resources they have, those types of things to move forward. So I'm kind of in that stage right now, whereas I'm pumping out content, and I always have a couple workbooks and planners, coming out, because I typically work with coaches, speakers, authors, and consultants. So I have, planners for coaches. I have book marketing for authors. I have product launch planners. I have all kind of resources. And so I'm just looking to build up my e-commerce shop so that I can offer do-it-yourself products for people who don't have an in-house marketing team, but still need a person like me to help them.
Now, my author Spidey since teen, you thought about writing a book with this?
I actually have written 2 Kindle books, and I've been a part of 2 anthologies. So if you look up Kimya L. Scott on Amazon, you'll see my author profile. My first book I wrote is called I'm on Social Media Now What Do I Say? My second book is called Sell More Books, and I wrote that specifically for authors.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you notice, if you go to my page when I post the episode, try to put everything out there. So I'm gonna put that in there.
Yes, I have tons of stuff. As you can tell, I have tons of stuff out here.
I understand.
Yeah.
Trying to get that author about, like, how many things you doing a book?
Yes.
Done that.
Yes. Okay. And I stay working on some book drafts. I got a couple drafts. I'm like, I got to get these books out. Because I'm a creative, and I'm always coming up with ideas. I'm like, okay, who's doing all this? But you know what I do? I just jot the note down, and I don't lose it. I just keep it. I never know what I'm going to use. And so I have book drafts from years ago. Some books, I'm still working on some. I've retooled and repurposed for other things. I'm always writing, always creating stuff. Because I base it on what I see people need. I see what's missing in the market. And I listen to what clients tell me and see where their gaps are, where their leaky holes are. And then I try to fill those, because everybody can't afford to hire me, but they still need my brain. Well, you can get my brain by reading something I wrote or taking action on something I created. That's another way to get my brain, without hiring me. So that's a great way to test the waters with me as well. I have a couple e-courses as well. One on supercharging your social media, and one I'm entitled Big Bang Marketing Strategies for Small Budgets. So those business owners who don't have a marketing strategy, not sure where to start, I have e-courses as well in my shop. I have some of everything. Just depends on what you need. So definitely browse around marketingsparkler.com. Definitely visit the shop. I'm sure there's something there for you.
Okay. So I know I need to edit my third book, but I'm hiring someone to do that one. Be all professional.
Yes.
I had at least 6 or 7 beats for my third album, but I ain't really came up with no lyrics or nothing yet. I ain't there yet.
That's creatives. It's always something in the hopper, right? Always something.
Anything else you need to promote?
No, I think that's it. I gave you all my links and all my products. Of course, if you are a business owner who doesn't have a marketing strategist, doesn't have a marketing team, and you would love to work with someone like me, you can always book a marketing Q&A call with me, and that's in my biz shop. And I really do those for people who can't necessarily invest in hiring me to work on their business, but they need to just have a conversation with me, just like we're having a conversation. Like, a conversation with me is legendary, like, for real. Okay. If you talk to me about your business, you will walk away like, what just happened? Right? So I offer marketing Q&A, and it's a consulting call. And I actually take a look at your business beforehand, so that when we get on the phone, we're not getting to know each other. I'm like, okay, this what we gonna do. This what you need to do. What questions do you have? And that's why I offer those. So if people, are watching this and they realize, oh, wait a minute, I can't necessarily afford to bring her onto my team, but a person like me as a consultant, check out the biz shop, and you can hire me for consulting calls.
Okay.
And I actually, marketing strategy, like I said earlier, that is my thing. Like, that's where my eyes light up. That's where I get excited.
I see.
If you don't have a marketing strategy and you need one, talk to me.
Okay. Well, I do all this to get that question about you. The last one I asked everybody. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
Don't run away from your gut. A lot of people are trying to find their purpose because they're ignoring their intuition. You know what your purpose is. You might be ignoring it. You might be fighting it. But deep down, if you sit and think hard enough, a lot of times you know what your purpose is. You just don't want to act on those things, or you don't want to take that path, because a lot of times what we think our purpose is or what we want to do is not socially acceptable. And by socially, I mean our family and our close friends. I'm just gonna keep it real. Listen,
talk about it. Talk about
it. That's it. And so when people are lost, it's not that you lost. You're trying to please everybody but yourself. So if you sit in a corner by yourself and think about what you like to do, what lights your soul up, don't think about what your friends think. Don't think about what your family said you should do and what you should be doing. Don't think about anybody. For a moment, be selfish. In order to find your purpose, you have to be selfish, because it requires you to reflect on what you like and what you want to do with your life. And in this day and age with the internet, no matter what you want to do, there is an audience for it. You just have to walk toward the light. Don't run from it. Walk toward that light.
Hey. I feel like, hey, why does Pastor doing? Look at all that. Put your hands on my face. What you doing? Man. So like I was in church, man, like, I'm doing it, see?
Yes.
I'm putting people on, asking this question, help people figure it out.
Yes.
I'm trying to do all that. Can't be no purpose Moses and nobody. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
They
It's
know
just
what to
a
do.
mindset.
Yeah. I mean, this journey has been very life altering of the people I meet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always humble. Anyone wants to share their career journey with me because I know I'm from Adam.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I try to make it. I try to live by my tagline where I treat you like family. Cool
Yes.
conversation about you
Yes.
to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate you. Because I need that last question. So my mindset, if you're very comfortable and chill, you can really ponder on what you want to tell someone. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're gonna say, gonna be that right thing to make them get off their butt and start figuring it out.
You're
So I
right.
need
You're
you
right.
comfortable to really. You might say, "Oh, just do that." No, I need you to really get
Yes.
engaged and think on what you're gonna tell someone because someone's life gonna be changed.
A real answer, not that fluff and stuff as I call it. No, give somebody a real answer. Tell them to sit down and turn the lights off and think. Like that's real. People don't. You gotta talk. I'm
Yeah,
one that's like I just say what need to be said
you're right.
because I can make it very nice and pretty, and you're not gonna catch what I'm saying.
You
But
gotta
if
keep
we
it real.
family, I'm gonna talk to you like we family, and I talk to my clients like we family. I'm like, okay, what we doing here? Like, that's because that's where the magic happens. If I'm sitting back stiff, I can't show you my true self. My creative juices don't start flowing. If we family, we just sit and talking, you're gonna get so much more out of any conversation.
Yeah, some guests made me work for like they not this ain't Dan Rather, this ain't them.
Yeah, yes, right.
This
It's not
JLE
that.
Lounge, chill about you.
Yes,
How you got to where you are. This ain't I went
yes.
this ain't that. This ain't what we
Enjoy
do over here.
yourself. Enjoy yourself. Like this is fun. Like I said, I told you before we started, I always have fun. Work. If I'm not having fun, then I'm not doing it. I'm too old for that. I need to be having fun every day. Like I have
You're right
fun
about that.
all day, every day. When you younger and you hustling and grinding and you mad, okay, that's one thing. We too old for that. We need to be having fun
Man, you tell me.
every day.
Life is too short.
Yes, it is. And so I have fun with work. This is work and I'm having a ball. And I encourage other people, you should be having fun. If you're not having fun, you need to do something else.
Yeah, I remember I was asked before, are you afraid of dying? Like, nah, I'm more afraid to see the big man like Jay. You supposed to do all that if you
Right?
would have just tried. These
Yes.
people would have got help. They would have made that. That would have helped them thousand. They would
Right.
do that. But you would not get off the couch and do this.
Right.
I don't want to have
That's
that
my
kind of shit.
fear.
Like, you
That's
ain't do
the
your
fear.
purpose. Like, nah,
That's
dude.
it. That's
Nah.
the fear. That's it.
If there's
That's
five talents
exactly
you
it.
gave me 10, I'm gonna try to use all the things you gave me, man.
That's right. I
That's what I
completely
do.
agree. Leave it here. Put it out in the universe. It don't have to be perfect because I look at if you just help one person, if it's one thing you say that makes them ponder, reflect, you did your job. You don't have to reach a million people. That one person that's listening to you, that's reading, that's watching, you impact it. It only takes one, and then you had that ripple effect. But you got to do the thing to reach the one person.
Yeah, see, that's why I lose all that. Yeah, tripping, just pointing at me like, what you tripping? I thought we was cool. Like, you in the Bible, Hebrews 1, 2, just Jeff, you need like,
Yep. Yes.
well, I hope you had a great time.
I
Sharing your
did.
story. Appreciate that advice. Definitely is going to help someone. I
Yes.
definitely want to thank the digital marketing strategist, social media manager, and marketing sparkler, Kimya Scott. And check out her website, marketingsparkler.com. She do everything.
I got you.
That's something you need. Go check it out.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you for doing it. So I hope everybody have a great weekend.
Yes.
See another show tomorrow. We play this outro. And we're going to call it good. Have a good one, everybody.
Wow.